Welcome back, children. In the last class you learned about how to draw a consumption curve, consumption function, where C is the function of Y, which says that when the income increases, consumption also increases. Now today we are going to have a more detailed study regarding the consumption function. So today's topic is consumption function and its meaning and propensity to consume. Now you know the equation of the consumption function is written as C is the f of y, which means that income is the function of consumption. Consumption depends on the income level. Okay, when the income increases, consumption also increases. Now there are two aspects of this consumption function. You know that even at zero level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption happening in the economy because people cannot live without consuming. Therefore, even at zero level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption. Now, people, how they meet this level of consumption? From their past saving. Therefore, we can say that even at zero level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption, which can be termed as autonomous consumption. Now, autonomous consumption is denoted by the letter C bar. So, that is one aspect of consumption function. Another aspect that you have learned is when the income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in the income. Why? Because after a particular level, people in the economy will try to save a part of their income. Therefore, that is why when the income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in the income. Now, that concept is known as marginal propensity to consume. That is known as marginal propensity to consume. That is MPC. It can be denoted by the letter B. Therefore, we have two aspects here. One is C bar and one is B, where C bar is the autonomous consumption and B is the marginal propensity to consume. Now, with these two important concepts, we can frame out the consumption equation as follows. That is C is equal to, where C is consumption, C is equal to C bar plus BY. What is the C bar plus BY? Consumption consists of two aspects. One is autonomous consumption and the other one is marginal propensity to consume. Therefore, C is equal to C bar plus BY. What is this Y? Level of income, because consumption always depends on level of income. Autonomous consumption also speaks about the level of income. Marginal propensity to consume also speaks about the level of income. Therefore, we have derived a new equation, that is C is equal to C bar plus BY, which is your equation number 4. So, consumption consists of autonomous consumption C bar, then marginal propensity to consume B, and Y is the level of income. So, this is a new equation, C is equal to C bar plus BY. Now, let us move on to the next point, that is C bar. C bar means autonomous consumption, which is essential for an economy because people cannot survive without consuming. Therefore, even if their income level is 0, they will take their past saving and try to consume. Therefore, C bar cannot be great. C bar will be always greater than 0. It is very, very important in Keynesian economics. That is, C bar will be always greater than 0 because people cannot survive without consuming. Therefore, they will use their past saving. Therefore, C bar will always be greater than 0. Now, the next one is when the income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in the income, which you all know very well. What is that concept? Marginal propensity to consume, which we have denoted it as letter B. That means Marginal propensity to consume, it is with regard to the concept that when the income increases, consumption increases, but less than the increase in the income. That means it cannot go beyond a level because a part of the income is saved by the people. Therefore, we can say propensity to consume, marginal propensity to consume will be always less than 1. Therefore, we have learned two aspects here. One is C bar will be always greater than 0. There is no economy without consumption even at 0 level of income. And marginal propensity to consume always be less than 1. It cannot be more than 1. If it is more than 1, there will not be any savings in the economy, because we have learned that after a particular level, the people will try to save a part of their increased income. If the people are not saving, there will not be any investment in the economy. So, savings are must. Therefore, we can say value of B lies, it will be less than 1. Now, we can rewrite the statement as, this means that 0 less than B less than 1. What do you mean by that? The value of marginal propensity to consume lies between 0 and 1, because there will be an autonomous consumption in an economy, and your consumption cannot go beyond a particular level of income because a part of the income will be saved. Therefore, we can say marginal propensity to consume, its value lies between 0 and 1. So, that is why we have written the equation 0 less than B less than 1. That means marginal propensity to consume lies between 0 and 1. Now, we will move on to the next concept. We have learned what is propensity to consume. Propensity to consume means what? When the income increases, consumption also increases. The relationship between income and consumption. Now, there are two aspects of propensity to consume. They are average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. Now, let us see what is this average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. Here you are familiar with the term MPC. We will see what is average propensity to consume. APC, that is average propensity to consume. Now, average propensity to consume refers to a ratio of consumption to the corresponding level of income. What is the ratio of consumption to the corresponding level of income? We are speaking in terms of economy, not in terms of an individual, because we are dealing with macroeconomics. So, keep that point in mind always. So, what is APC? Average propensity to consume refers to the ratio of consumption expenditure to the corresponding level of income. At a particular level of income, what is the consumption expenditure of people in the economy? That is what we find in average propensity to consume. For example, consumption expenditure of an economy is rupees 70 crores. I told you we will be speaking in terms of an economy, not in terms of an individual. So, consumption expenditure of an economy is rupees 70 crores when the income is 100 crores. What is the income level of economy? 100 crores. What is the consumption expenditure of an economy? Consumption expenditure of an economy is 70 crores. Income level is 100 crores. So, from the 100 crores, 70 crores is used for the consumption in an economy. So, what is average propensity to consume? It is a ratio of consumption to the level of income. So, how will you find average propensity to consume is C by Y. The next equation that you are going to learn is APC is equal to C by Y. That is ratio of consumption to the level of income. At a particular level of income, what is the ratio of consumption? So, it is C by Y, that is equal to 70 by 100. So, what is 70 here? C, consumption expenditure. What is 100 here? Y, level of income. So, at a level of income 100, what is the consumption of economy? That is 70. Therefore, APC is equal to C by Y. 70 by 100 is equal to 0.7, which means that 70% of the income is consumed. which means 70% of the income is consumed out of 100%. I hope it is clear to you. So, average propensity to consume is the ratio of consumption to the income. At a particular level of income in the economy, how much is consumed by the people. So, it is C by Y. If the income level is 100 for an economy and if the consumption expenditure of an economy is 70, what is APC? APC C by Y, 70 by 100, which is equal to 0.7. In terms of percentage, it is 70%. Now we will move on to the schedule of APC for a better understanding. Now here I have used the same table that I have used from the beginning. Now in order to find out APC schedule, what all things, what all components, items do we need? What is the formula of APC? APC is equal to C by Y. Therefore, the two components that we need to explain the table is, one is Y, that is income, and the other one is C, which is consumption. So, I have written the table on the basis of income and consumption. Now, at 0 level of income, what is consumption here? 40. What is the reason behind that? You know, even at 0 level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption. That is why I have written as 0 and 40, and that is autonomous consumption. When the income increased to 100, consumption has increased to 120. Here also you can find consumption is greater than income. Now, when the income has increased from 100 to 200, consumption also has increased from 100 to 200, where you can find C is equal to Y. Now, the next one, when the income has increased from 200 to 300, consumption has again increased from 200 to 280. But here, increase in the consumption is less than the increase in the income. Therefore, we can write C is less than Y. Again, the next one, when the income increased from 300 to 400, consumption has increased from 280 to 360, which is again less than the increase in the income. That means a part of the income of the people is saved. Now, our aim is to find out average propensity to consume. As per the formula, APC is equal to C by Y. So, how will you find out C by Y? What is consumption here? First value of consumption is 40. What is the income level? 0. So, any number divided by 0 will give you infinity. Therefore, we need not write the value there. It can be kept as blank. Now, the next one is C by Y. The next consumption level is 120 and the income is 100. So, what is 120 by 100? 120 by 100 is, that is 1.20. What is the value of 120 by 100? The value is 1.20. Next, the consumption value is 200 and the value of income is 200. C by Y will give you 200 by 200 is equal to 1. So, value of APC is equal to 1. Next value, C is 280 and income is 300. So, 280 divided by 300 will give you the value as 0.933. Now, the next value, 360 is the consumption value, 400 is the value of income. C by Y, 360 by 400 will give you 0.90. Now, throughout you can find out the difference in the values which starts from infinity and ends with 0.90 as per the example. So, keep this table in mind. And with this we are going to explain the diagram. I have drawn the APC curve, APC diagram here by the side. APC I have represented in the form of a diagram where we mark the income in the x-axis and the consumption in the y-axis. Now, APC is equal to C by Y. Now, this is the consumption curve. Definitely we have to draw the consumption curve where income is marked on the x-axis. Income is represented on the x-axis. Okay. Now, the consumption curve is drawn from the y-axis. It starts from y-axis. Why? Because you know there is autonomous consumption. Therefore, this particular area we can name it as C bar. Am I right? Because there is zero level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption. Therefore, the consumption curve starts from the y-axis. Now, this is the consumption curve. Now, how will you find out the C by Y, that is consumption by income, which is average propensity to consume? Now, let us measure it. Here, the level of income is represented as OY1, isn't it? And you can find that the consumption is represented here as ON, isn't it? This is the consumption. I will write it as consumption. Okay, now this is the consumption part. This area is the consumption part, and this is the income part. OY1 is the income part, and this is the consumption part, ON. Now, how will you measure it? When you draw a curve like this, if you measure this particular area, which is equivalent to these two areas, see, ON is the consumption part, which can be parallelly measured as this area, isn't it? So, C is equal to, so I am writing it here, C consumption is equal to ON, that is ON, I have written it here. Now, what is income level? Income we can represent it here, right? That is OY1. So, that same parallelly you can mark it here also, that is OY1. So, parallel to this area, this particular line, and parallel to this one, this particular area you can mark. Therefore, C by Y, what is C here? ON is C. And what is Y here? OY1. This is the level of income. So, how will you find out APC? C by Y. What is C by Y? C is ON and Y is OY1. Therefore, APC is equal to ON by OY1. Once again, ON by OY1. These two areas which are similar to it. That is how you mark APC. APC is equal to C by Y. Now, important points about average propensity to consume. Now, first point is APC is more than 1 as long as consumption is greater than income. When consumption is greater than income, APC is more than 1. Let us see whether that statement is correct. APC is more than 1 as long as consumption is greater than income. Here you can find consumption is greater than income. What is the consumption here? 40. What is the income level? 0. As long as the consumption is greater than income, consumption here is greater than income. 40 is the consumption, income level is 0. So, when C is greater than Y, as long as consumption is greater than income, what is the value of APC? Here it is infinite, more than 1. So, we can say that this statement is correct as long as APC is more than 1 as long as the consumption is greater than 1, where C is greater than Y, APC is more than 1. Let us prove it with the second example in the table, where consumption is 120 and income is 100. That means C is again greater than Y. If C is again greater than Y, what is APC? 120 divided by 100 will give you the value 1.20, which is again greater than 1. So, that statement is correct. We have proved that statement with the example, that is, as long as the consumption is greater than income, APC is more than 1. I hope it is clear to you. Now, we will move on to the second statement. APC is equal to 1 when C is equal to Y. Let us move on to the third component in the table. When C is equal to 200, Y is equal to 200. So, C is equal to Y. What is APC here? APC is 1, which means that when C is equal to Y, APC is equal to 1. That means there is the saving is 0 there. Therefore, we can find APC is equal to 1 when C is equal to Y. So the whole income is used for consumption. Nothing is saved there. Income is 200, consumption is 200. 200 is equal to 200. C is equal to Y. Where there is no savings, APC can be equal to 1. Next, APC is less than 1 when consumption is less than income. Let us see whether that statement is correct. APC, just look at the next number. 280 is the consumption level and 300 is the income level. Now, when 280 divided by 300, you will get 0.933. This is less than 1. Why it is less than 1? Because here C is less than Y. So when C is less than Y, it means what? A part of the income is used for saving. Therefore, we can say the statement as a correct statement that APC is less than 1. There the value is 0.933, which is less than 1 because consumption is less than income. Now we will move on to the next statement. APC falls with the increase in the income. Definitely, APC will fall with the increase in the income, because you know that when the income is 300, the consumption is, for example, the consumption will be 200, isn't it? So similar examples I can give you. That is, in the example you can find when APC is 0.933 and APC as 0.90. We can make that example very clear. When the income increases from 300 to 400, what is happening to our APC? Our APC is declining from 0.933 to 0.90. Why is it so? Because the consumption pattern has changed here from 280 to 360. There the consumption pattern is 280, here the consumption pattern is 360. You can find the difference between the consumption pattern and the level of income. Therefore, we can prove that statement, that is, APC falls with the increase in the income. So once again with the table, APC is falling from 0.933 to 0.90 when the income has increased from 300 to 400. Once again I will write, when the income has increased from 300 to 400, value of APC has come down from 0.933 to 0.90. Hence we have proved that particular statement with the example. Now we will move on to the next one. APC can never be 0 because of autonomous consumption. An APC cannot be 0. Why an APC cannot be 0? If APC has to be 0, nothing should be consumed. There is no situation where nothing is consumed, because you know, even at 0 level of income there is a minimum level of consumption. So these are the properties of APC. So APC properties are: point number 1, APC is more than 1 as long as consumption is greater than income. Next point, APC is equal to 1 when C is equal to Y. APC is less than 1 when consumption is less than income. APC falls with the increase in the income, and APC can never be 0 because of autonomous consumption. It can be 0 only when there is no consumption. There is no situation like that. Even at 0 level of income, there is a minimum level of consumption. So I hope the concepts of APC is clear to you. So once again, APC is equal to C by Y, and we have learned about the two bifurcations of consumption function. One is autonomous consumption and the other one is marginal propensity to consume, in which 0 less than B less than 1, which means the value of MPC lies between 0 and 1. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.